Hey guys, Aviation Al here. Just wanted to make a quick little video on the new updated Prepware system. So, they updated it a couple days ago, I believe, and today I logged on, to do some studying, and I'm like, okay, this is new, so decided to make a little video just in case anyone is confused about it. So let's get started. So right now we're at the dashboard, so this is, where most of the menu items are going to be and what you can do. So just everything is really self-explanatory, so you got, you can choose whatever you have, what you want to do, and, you can connect the instructors, endorsements, whatever. So connecting to the instructor is really easy. Your instructor is just going to give you a code, you submit it, whatever. And then with the endorsements, if you do 2 tests, which are 80% or higher, they're actually going to send you an endorsement for your written, for whatever you're practicing. So you just, put in all your information, and then, you do your request from like ASA or whatever, and you put your, they're going to send you one out, and then you're just going to write like the message like, hey, I'd like my endorsement for my power plan written, or not, sorry, yeah, power plan, FAA knowledge test, whatever, so that's pretty straightforward. And then here you just kind of activate your subscriptions. And yeah, so the first button's just going to be study. You're going to, depending on what you get, I think what Prepware like package you get, you can get these. So these are just going to be nice for the oral practical, right? So for airframe, let's just go to metallic structure. It's going to give you how long it's going to take you to read. And it's going to tell you like a pretty typical oral question on what's going to happen. I personally have never used this. Just because I have the books, which in my opinion help me more because I can, just flip through it, whatever, and have people read it off to me. And then you can just mark it complete once you're done. So we'll do that. And then takes it away. Oh, sorry. And then it just gives a little check mark right there, and then we can unmark it because I don't need that. Next is going to be quiz. This one is pretty nice. So let's say, let's just do airframe, and it's going to tell you right here all your past quizzes, right? And this is kind of helpful because you can go through it, look at all of them, go back, review. So here, let's just go with, I don't know, let's just go with this one right here. And then it's going to tell you exactly what you did. I can't remember which one this was for, whatever. And then you can do save missed questions, which is going to save it and kind of group it all together. So with whatever section you're doing in that subject, you can just save it and create a test like that. And then you can also do a view performance chart. And it's going to tell you, so this was instruments, okay. So it's going to tell you your subject name. The goal is always 80% because you want that endorsement. It's just going to tell you the correct answers, the questions, and then the score. And then, we can just go back here. It'll tell you everything, like right here, missed one. And then let's go back to the quiz. So it's going to do that. You can do my custom quizzes, so you can do a create new. And then let's just do airframe, next step. And then we can basically just choose whatever section we want in the airframe subject. So if we want instrument systems, then we can just do add. And then we can also search for keywords. So we can do like static, right? And then it's going to show us all the one with like static in them. And then we can just add those, and then we'll do next step. And then you can do add, here you can just add questions. So you can do like your own custom one. We don't want to do that, so we're just going to do next. And then here's the preview of all the ones we did. So we can just, do whatever. And setting, then we can do test quiz. And then if we want, we can do a time limit. So like 60 minutes. And then here, this I do like over the old version. You can choose the answers, right? So before actually answering the question, they're going to give you the answer. So I like to just keep it at number 2 because I want to answer the question, know if I got it wrong. I don't want to know the answer before I answer the question. And here you can just do after answering all questions. So say if you get 2 wrong, you do the third one, it's going to show up. Let's just keep it at 2. We'll do save, and we can take test. And then it's going to do all of this, how it showed us, like I said. It's not showing us the explanation. It's not showing us the correct answer. It's just showing us nothing until you answer. So let's answer this one, and boom, it'll tell us the correct choice, whatever. You guys are familiar with that. And then here it also shows the timer. So let's go back. Let's do that, and then go back to the quiz. So you can do quick quiz and then custom quiz. For me, I do quick quiz because I can do whatever one, and it's going to be kind of like in the same format as the other custom one that we just did. So here is the FAA requirement. So it's going to add, you know, like the more questions you have, obviously the more questions are going to be on the test, and like how big the subject is. So of course, reciprocating and turbine are going to be a lot. And right here, the electrical system is going to be a lot because those are very important to know. But like for things such as like propellers, you know, depending on what you're going to do, it's obviously written and it's not going to be the same 100% of the time. So during this, when you're selected on the FAA requirements, you cannot edit anything. All you can do is start. And then here, you know, you can obviously edit these, but I prefer keeping it at 2 just because, you know, I don't want to know the answer, and I don't want to have to answer all questions just to get to the answer. What's the easiest is doing choose my own, and then we're going to go to remove all. If I want to just study, let's say, engine electrical, right? You'll do add, and it's gonna, you can see here, it's gonna be total added because that's how many questions are there. We have nothing else selected, and then just make sure we're on the level 2. And then you do start. And then here, it's just gonna be electrical. It's not gonna have anything else. So if we go back to quick quiz, choose my own, remove all, that's important. And if you wanna do, you know, reciprocating and turbine, and we'll just add in propeller, you're gonna have 362 questions. You can add all that up, it's gonna be 362. So it's just gonna be whatever you selected. And then of course you can do add all if you're a madman doing 1,000 questions. You know, that's totally up to you. Then you can also choose, you know, if you're on power plant, recip, turbine, whatever, you guys know that. And then if we just go back, and then we're just going to do test, like it says take test based off of FAA requirements. So we're going to do that. And then it's just going to do the, you know, 120 minutes, like how it normally is during an actual written. So you're going to go through whatever. I haven't done any of this yet on the new Prepware, just the old Prepware. So we're just going to exit and then quickly going for tools. So here you have the figures, so this is pretty cool, so you can go through all the figures. So let's just do power plant. Not many figures in power plant, which is nice. But here, let's just go to airframe, so it's going to show you all the airframe. You know, like, oh, what's this antenna, what's this antenna? You have everything, which is really nice. Then you have the testing supplements, which is just going to, you know, show you all the PDFs for all the different tests. And then this, I think, is really cool. It gives you the FAR and aim. So you do this, you open it up, and then it's going to give you everything, which is really neat. So let's just go on abbreviations. And then it's going to give you the subsections for them, so just general definitions, and it's going to give you the general definitions of everything. So going back, and then you just have the flight computer. I personally have never used this because I'm doing the A&P, so the mechanic stuff, so I don't need to, you know, do this. If I need to, it's just going to be for, you know, something simple. Let's just exit out of there. So that's all of that. And then help, you know, it's just going to give you everything, right? So just about us, help, and all that. And then you also have your profile, which brings us back to that. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer them. Have a great rest of your guys' day.